All right, we will be using Linux pretty frequently this semester. The Linux we'll be using is Alma Linux 9, which is part of the Red Hat family of Linuxes. So the commands we learned in the Linux class will mostly work. It's running a graphical user interface because, well, some of the things we need to do, we need the graphical user interface for testing and stuff. Once you get logged in, I'll give you the username and password the first day of class. Once you get logged in, you click on activities, and this is how we can launch some of the tools we need. There are 3 or 4 tools we'll be using this semester. We'll be using the terminal, right? This looks like just what we did in CIS 264 to run our commands. If you need to be root or do anything with root privileges, you can use sudo to do that. Another tool we'll use the browser. Firefox, we make configurations every week, network configs, and one of the ways we test is by connecting out to my website with the browser. So we'll use the browser. You also might need to connect to Desire to Learn to submit some files with your lab submission, so we use the browser for that. Another tool we will be using this semester is Wireshark. Wireshark is going to exist on both the Linux and the Windows, so you might mostly capture using Windows, but there might be sometimes you need to capture on the Linux, so Wireshark exists there. The interface is called ENS 160, so if you want to start capturing, just double click on that. You can capture some traffic, and then when you're done capturing, you want to stop, and we want to save that capture somewhere. One weird thing I noticed about this Linux, it's using one of the later versions of GNOME for the graphical user manager user interface. When you save something on the desktop, it doesn't actually show up on the desktop, which is kind of odd. I haven't got around to trying to solve that problem yet because I honestly just realized it was a problem when I started trying to make this video. So I might have a workaround for that. But anyway, if you did save something on the desktop and you need to find it, or if you saved it somewhere else, we'll use this file manager to find it. So once I go to desktop, then I have the capture here. So like I said, sometimes you might have things you need to get into Desire to Learn. If that is the case, you can use the browser to connect to Desire to Learn from within Linux, right? So that means use the Linux browser. So I'm in Linux. I could go to Desire to Learn, upload my files this way. Another thing you might want to do is you might want to copy them over to the Windows, and this should work. Drag and drop between the VM and the Windows OS. So underneath I have my Windows OS. So if I drag this file off, yeah, so drag and drop should work to let you get that file. So now this file is on my Windows system, so I can use the browser on the Windows system to upload it. So that's basically a brief overview of the tools we'll use on the Linux we have in the class this semester.